Here is C Sweet Boy, and I adore this horse. He is just about as perfect as a thoroughbred can be, especially for their second post-track ride today. But anyway, he is a 16 one-hand 4-year-old TB gelding by by Dialed In, which is a mineshaft line. And I tend to really like mineshaft or lines associated with them. So he had his first post track ride on Friday, which was sort of a drizzly gray day. So he really didn't pop, which is a shame because he is just absolutely drop dead gorgeous. And, he was a typical 3 or 4 year old for a first post track ride. He was excellent in terms of you can get on, you can walk, trot, canter, very, very quiet, excellent brain, but just super wiggly. No concept of the outside aids, a lot of leaning towards the gate or the barn side of the ring. Absolutely no bad behavior, but just really typical baby stuff. And so I feel like I become softer and softer the older I get, but I just find that the more patience you can use, even if it's patience spread across multiple rides to ultimately get what you want from a young horse, the better off you are. So, of course, I started teaching him about the meaning of the outside aids, but I didn't get into him about it at all. And as soon as he did it a little bit better, we were done. So today I changed two things for this ride. The first is that I changed him from a metal loose ring snaffle to this is the Hermspringer Duo. So this is a soft rubber bit. I thought that he was a little bit wanting to get too low in his first ride. So this bit is really for the super soft horses like him. He wants to be very round and very correct. And in this bit, I'm much happier with him bringing his pole up more. He's still perfectly round. It's just that now his pole is his highest point and he's right on the vertical instead of sort of being a little ducked back behind it. So that was such a great feel to have. And then secondly, I put on the tiniest spurs that you can possibly buy. They're like 1/4 inch spurs, but it's just a little bit enough of a little extra poke in the side that when I put on my outside leg and I turn my toe out a little bit, it's just enough to say, hey, I'm serious. I want you to get off this outside leg. And I think I had to use my spur like twice right at the very beginning. And then it just clicked for him. It was obvious to him what he should be doing and what my outside leg means. And he was great. He went around, walk, trot, canter, both directions, stayed super straight through that outside corner, through his outside shoulder going through that corner, and just unbelievable improvement from the first ride. I'm so happy with him. He's also super brave. I can just tell that jumping is going to be very easy for this horse because he just very casually walks around my ring over all my poles and flower boxes and stuff. And there's no situation in which that is not a good indicator of how he's going to feel about jumping. So, as is the case with almost all these young horses, the right tends to be the more challenging side. And for him, it definitely was yesterday in terms of the straightness and holding up that outside shoulder going by that corner. But today was just miles and miles of improvement, just so much better. He is just so quiet. It's sort of ridiculous. I mean, it's just hard to believe, I think, for people sometimes how quiet and easy and sensible these young green horses can be. So of course he needs training, he needs all the buttons to be instilled, but God, his brain and his temperament are just fabulous. So we got the right lead again today over a pole. And so he doesn't understand yet the notion of picking up the right lead. But once you get it, he has a fantastic balance. It's just as nice as the left lead canter. To me, he really screams like hunter champion of the world. Just his temperament, his way of going, his easy canter. So we really couldn't do that in the last ride. We really couldn't go past that side of the ring without just a serious fall out the outside shoulder. So the fact that he did it just so nicely today, that really it made my day. And he just has such a pleasant expression as he goes around and does his little job. He's probably thinking this is so much easier than being a racehorse. And again, I'm just so happy with where his pole is, that he's just sort of brought his whole frame up. And in moments like that, when he comes a little bit above, I actually am totally fine with that. I would much rather that he come a little above the contact than that he get low and duck behind it. So he will definitely be staying in this bit. It was also a super windy day today, and he was great about not spooking at anything. This is when I first got on, and I just thought he had a great swing in his walk.